Hello and thank you for tuning into this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. 14 bridges in Bihar collapsed in 4 weeks. Karnataka state employment of local candidates in the industries, factories and other establishments Bill 2024 approved. Government of India reconstituted NITI Aayog. India successfully concludes 4th periodic review by Human Rights Committee under ICCPR. 15 years of Common Service Center Special Purpose Vehicle. E-Mobility Research and Development Roadmap for India report to achieve net zero targets released. In our first news, we need to address a pressing issue that highlights the poor state of public infrastructure in our country. Recently, Bihar has witnessed the collapse of 14 bridges in just 4 weeks, showcasing the severe shortcomings in construction and maintenance. Tragically, such incidents are not isolated to Bihar. Across the country, we have seen similar infrastructure failures, including the recent canopy collapse at Delhi airport that resulted in multiple fatalities. So what factors contribute to this alarming state of affairs? Firstly, there's the L1 method of contract bidding, where the lowest bidder gets the project. This method often ignores the quality or expertise of the construction, as seen in the collapse of the Morbi Dam suspension bridge. Administrative inefficiency also plays a significant role, with substandard materials, failure to follow design protocols, poor quality control, and inadequate supervision, all exacerbated by rampant corruption. Another major issue is the lack of adequate funding. While there is a requirement for 7 to 8% of GDP per annum for infrastructure investment, the actual investment stands at only 4.6% per annum according to CRISIL. Additionally, poor safety audits contribute to the problem, with projects often declared safe collapsing soon after. Other factors include the widening gap between the demand and supply of infrastructure and geographical challenges such as floods due to heavy rainfall. Given these challenges, what measures are required to address the situation? Firstly, there is a need to benchmark the capacity and utilization of infrastructure services, both in terms of physical quantity and quality. The mandatory implementation of the quality cum cost-based selection for awarding contract is essential. Regular safety audits by independent auditors should also be conducted to ensure the integrity of the infrastructure. Despite these challenges, the government has taken several initiatives to promote public infrastructure. The National Infrastructure Investment Fund and the National Infrastructure Pipeline, which envisages an investment of INR 111 lakh crore over 2020 to 2025, are key steps in this direction. The establishment of the India Infrastructure Finance Company Limited provides long-term finance to viable infrastructure projects, and schemes like the Viability Gap Funding, exemplified by the UDAN scheme, are also in place. Furthermore, promoting new models of public-private partnerships such as the hybrid annuity model aims to enhance the development and maintenance of public infrastructure. In conclusion, while the collapse of 14 bridges in Bihar within a month is a stark reminder of the urgent need for better infrastructure, it also highlights the broader systemic issues that need to be addressed. Ahead in the news, in a significant development in Karnataka's legislative landscape, the Karnataka State Employment of Local Candidates in the Industries, Factories and Other Establishments Bill 2024 has been approved by the Karnataka Cabinet. This bill mandates 50% reservation for locals in management jobs and 75% in non-management positions in industries, factories and other establishments. Earlier, states like Haryana and Andhra Pradesh have also enacted similar laws to ensure reservation for locals in the private sector. However, it's worth noting that the act enacted by Haryana was declared unconstitutional by the Punjab and Haryana High Court. The court ruled it violated Part 3 of the Indian Constitution, which includes fundamental rights and the principle of constitutional morality. Now, you might wonder why states are keen on local reservation in the private sector. Well, the private sector is the biggest job creator, and reservations can help fulfill commitments to social justice. It's argued that jobs created in a state should be offered first to those who belong to that state. Moreover, the private sector benefits from government incentives like tax concessions and cheaper loans. Therefore, it can be expected to implement affirmative policies in return. While the intentions behind local reservation are noble, there are some significant concerns. Such reservations may push businesses to migrate due to a lack of skilled workforce, thereby affecting the ease of doing business. This policy might also fuel the sons of the soil syndrome, where states prefer locals, potentially leading to similar demands in other states. Furthermore, The bill could violate the right to equality under Articles 14, 15, and 16, and the right to freedom to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade, or business under Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause G. In conclusion, while the Karnataka State Employment of Local Candidates Bill aimed to promote social justice and provide more opportunities for locals, it also raises concerns about the impact on businesses and constitutional rights.
Moving ahead, we explore a crucial development in the administrative landscape of India, the reconstitution of NITI Aayog by the Government of India. This move was due since the term of the Aayog, excluding the Chief Executive Officer, aligns with the Union government's tenure, and with the new government in place since June earlier this year, the reconstitution was inevitable. First, let's understand what NITI Aayog is. Formed in 2015 by a Union Cabinet resolution, it replaced the Planning Commission. It serves as a vital think tank for the government, guiding policy and fostering development across the nation. The composition of NITI Aayog is quite comprehensive. At the helm is the Prime Minister of India as the chairperson. The Governing Council includes the Prime Minister, Chief Ministers of all states and union territories with legislatures, Lieutenant Governors of other UTs, ex officio members, the Vice Chairperson of NITI Aayog, full-time members, and special invitees. The ex officio members consist of up to 4 members from the Union Council of Ministers nominated by the Prime Minister, while special invitees are experts and specialists with relevant domain knowledge also nominated by the Prime Minister. Regional councils are set up to address specific issues affecting more than one state or a region. The CEO of NITI Aayog, appointed by the Prime Minister for a fixed tenure, holds the rank of a Secretary to the Government of India. NITI Aayog operates with a twin mandate. Firstly, it oversees the adoption and monitoring of the Sustainable Development Goals across the country. Secondly, it promotes competitive and cooperative federalism among states and UTs. Now let's delve into the role of NITI Aayog in India's development agenda. One of the key roles is fostering cooperative federalism. This concept embodied in Team India involves all states working together towards a shared national development agenda. On the other hand, competitive federalism promotes healthy competition among states through transparent rankings. Examples of this include the Aspirational District Program and the Sustainable Development Goals India Index. NITI Aayog also plays a pivotal role in regional and sector-wise interventions. For instance, the NITI Forum for Northeast focuses on the unique developmental challenges and opportunities in the northeastern region. Similarly, Project Sathi, or Sustainable Action for Transforming Human Capital Education, aims to transform the educational landscape in India. In conclusion, the reconstitution of NITI Aayog marks a renewed commitment to fostering growth and development across India. Ahead, let's dive into a significant achievement for India on the global stage: the successful conclusion of the 4th Periodic Review by the Human Rights Committee under the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, or ICCPR. This review highlights how India is implementing the provisions of ICCPR, and it's a topic worth celebrating and understanding in depth. The Human Rights Committee, a dedicated body of 18 independent experts, monitors the implementation of the ICCPR. These experts recently wrapped up their review of India's efforts and had some commendations to share. One notable highlight is India's Women's Reservation Act of 2023, also known as Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam 2023, which seeks to reserve 1/3 of the total number of seats for women in Lok Sabha, state legislative assemblies, and Delhi Assembly. This progressive move is a step forward in ensuring gender equality in political representation. So what exactly is the ICCPR? Adopted by the UN General Assembly in 1966 and in force since 1976, the ICCPR is a multilateral treaty that addresses a wide array of civil and political rights. These include the freedom of movement, equality before the law, the right to a fair trial, the freedoms of thought, conscience, religion, opinion, expression, and peaceful assembly. The ICCPR is a cornerstone of the International Bill of Human Rights, standing alongside the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948 and the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights of 1966. Today, 174 states are party to the ICCPR, with India having joined this significant treaty in 1979. In the broader context of human rights governance, several other important treaties come to mind. There's the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, adopted in 1948, which addresses the severe crime of genocide. The International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination of 1965 aims to eradicate racial discrimination. Furthermore, the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women of 1979 focuses on ending discrimination against women worldwide. In conclusion, the successful conclusion of India's 4th Periodic Review by the Human Rights Committee under the ICCPR is a milestone that highlights our country's commitment to human rights.
Ahead in the news, in a significant milestone, the Common Services Centre's Special Purpose Vehicle or CSC SPV celebrates 15 years since its establishment. Overseeing the implementation of the CSC scheme, CSC SPV has played a crucial role in transforming the delivery of various services across India. CSC SPV was set up by the Ministry of Electronics and IT under the Companies Act 1956. It provides a centralized, collaborative framework for delivering services to citizens through CSCs, with a vision to develop CSCs, a reliable and ubiquitous IT-enabled network of citizen service points. Common Service Centers or CSCs are one of the three pillars of the National E-Governance Plan approved in 2006. The other two pillars include connectivity and the National Data Bank or State Data Centers. CSCs serve as front-end delivery points for government, private and social sector services to rural citizens of India in an integrated manner. The Pan-India network caters to the regional, geographic, linguistic and cultural diversity of the country. The services offered by CSCs encompass a wide range, including government-to-citizen services like Aadhaar services and income tax return filing. Business-to-consumer services such as Bharat Bill Pay system, mobile and DTH recharge, and financial services including banking, insurance and pensions among others. The significance of CSCs in India's digital landscape is profound. They bridge the digital divide by providing access to online services in remote areas, thus fostering digital inclusion. CSCs are also a significant source of employment generation, offering training programs to enhance digital literacy, employability and promote entrepreneurship. Additionally, they contribute to financial inclusion, rural business support, and e-commerce integration. If we talk about the CSC 2.0 scheme, then it was launched in 2015 with the objective of setting up at least one CSC in each of the 2.5 lakh Gram Panchayats across the country. The scheme aims to consolidate service delivery through a universal technology platform with key features including the standardization of services and encouraging more women to become village-level entrepreneurs. In conclusion, as we celebrate 15 years of CSC SPV, it is evident that CSCs have become an indispensable part of India's digital transformation journey, providing vital services to millions and empowering rural communities.
In our next news, we delve into an exciting and crucial topic for our nation's future, the E-Mobility R&D Roadmap for India report. This report, launched by the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, charts the course for achieving our net zero targets through advancements in electric mobility. It identifies 4 key areas: energy storage cells, EV aggregates, materials and recycling, and charging and refueling. Let's explore these areas in detail. First, let's set the stage with the current scenario in India. Our growing electric vehicle sector heavily depends on lithium imports from other countries. The unavailability of a hardware manufacturing base forces original equipment manufacturers and suppliers to rely on imports. Astonishingly, about 90% of used batteries are either processed by unorganized industries or end up in the landfills and garbage dumps. According to a 2021 NITI Aayog report, there are only 2,000 charging stations across India. This clearly shows the challenges we face. Now, let's dive into the proposed R&D roadmap. The first area is energy storage cells. The roadmap emphasizes accelerating the process of finding more lithium reserves and implementing globally established extraction technologies for lithium. It also suggests utilizing existing supply chain strategies in lithium battery and cell production. Next, we move to EV aggregates. Here, the focus is on hybrid energy storage systems, which combine different energy storage technologies such as batteries and supercapacitors. This innovative approach can significantly enhance the efficiency and performance of electric vehicles. The third area is materials and recycling. The roadmap proposes conducting an economic analysis of the recycling value chain and implementing methods for monitoring and reporting the environmental impact. This is crucial for creating a sustainable and eco-friendly electric vehicle ecosystem. Finally, we come to charging and refueling. The roadmap highlights the need for proper road infrastructure to support the installation of transmitting pads underneath the roads for dynamic wireless charging. It also suggests designing scalable systems for this technology and developing adaptive charging techniques for different power ranges of EVs and battery chemistries. In conclusion, the E-Mobility R&D Roadmap for India report is a visionary document that lays out a clear path for our nation's transition to electric mobility. The place in the news today is Rwanda with its capital Kigali. Rwanda is making headlines as Rwanda's incumbent president wins a 4th term. Rwanda is a landlocked country lying south of equator in East Central Africa. It is bounded by Uganda in the north, Tanzania in the east, Burundi in the south, and Democratic Republic of Congo in the west. Geographically, Rwanda is known as the land of 1,000 hills. Its highest point is Mount Karisimbi, located in the Virunga Range. The major lakes in Rwanda include Lake Kivu and Lake Muhazi. The major rivers draining Rwanda are Akagera, Akanyaru and Mukungwa in the Nile Basin, as well as the Rubiro, Ruhuba and Rusizi in the Congo Basin.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Supreme Court has agreed to list petitions challenging the money bill route taken by the Union government to pass certain bill in the Parliament. The money bill is defined under the Article 110 of the Indian Constitution. India assured Mauritius of continued support in Chagos Islands territorial dispute with United Kingdom. The Chagos Islands comprises of around 58 small, very low-lying islands in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Recently, 96th Foundation of Technology Day of Indian Council of Agricultural Research was celebrated. ICCPR was established in 1929 as a registered society under the Societies Registration Act 1860. It was formed based on the report of the Royal Commission on Agriculture. SEBI has proposed to introduce a new asset class for investors which can offer investment strategies including long-short equity funds and inverse ETFs. Inverse ETF is an exchange-traded fund constructed by using various derivatives to profit from a decline in the value of an underlying benchmark. A recent research published in a journal indicates that melting of polar ice caps is slowing the rotation of Earth, thereby lengthening our days at an unprecedented rate. Impact of climate change on length of Earth day accelerates melting of glaciers and polar ice sheets, leading to a rise in sea level and pole-to-equator mass transport. Ministry of Education launched a Asmita project along with two other initiatives to promote multilingualism in education. These initiatives are aligned with New Education Policy 2020. Asmita, or Augmenting Study Materials in Indian Languages through Translation and Academic Writing project, ensures that students have access to high-quality study materials in their native languages. Asia's first health research-related preclinical network facility has been inaugurated in Faridabad, Haryana, under the Coalition of Epidemic Preparedness Innovations. Genetically defined human-associated microbial culture collection facility has also been inaugurated. West African country Ivory Coast became the first country to roll out the new R21 Matrix M malaria vaccine to children below 2 years. Malaria is a life-threatening disease caused by a single-cell parasite of genus Plasmodium spread to humans by some type of mosquitoes. R21 Matrix M vaccine is the second malaria vaccine recommended by WHO in 2023 after RTS-AS01 vaccine. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Knowledge. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solution to today's quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description below.